It's such a
Welcome,
weird saying.
everybody. Don't talk. Don't fucking insult my start. Welcome to the podcast.
Welcome back to the E podcast. Today we're going to talk everything about the number E. The letter E.
Yeah.
The number E.
It's the number E.
It's a number E. Yeah, you're right. Correct.
I'm really tired.
I
Wanna try that
don't
again?
be here anymore.
This one's this is gonna be a banger. This one I'm calling it slam dunk.
Chaos
Yeah.
episode.
Woo!
We're not even
So-
seeing chaotic.
No, it's just our natural
I'm tired of
personalities.
party rocking.
Oh.
It's not even that funny. Don't even
No more
remind me
shuffling.
with a half giggle.
I apologize.
That wasn't a
for
half
party
giggle, that
rocking.
was a sad sigh. Slurms Mackenzie energy.
Arms McKenzie energy. Alright.
Can't stop
The
partying.
slug-
The slug from Futurama.
Yeah.
You know that guy.
Got those vibes. I've partied for 30 years. I've had enough.
Just imagine, like, being forced to endlessly party for a corporation.
No.
I mean,
No, I don't want to do that. That sounds horrible.
Sounds like the worst thing ever.
aren't we technically doing that?
Not partying.
I mean, are we
Not
a
far.
corporation?
just forced to.
Forced
when
to
we
game.
get the gamer house, then we will party for eternity. Fucking bless
I'm so
you.
sorry.
Fucking hell.
I'm so sorry.
My ne-
When we get
Lily,
the gamer
please
house.
lower. Lily, lower that in post,
Lily,
please. God, I didn't
Lily,
mean to.
can you-
It came out of
can
nowhere.
you bass boost his sneeze, please?
Don't. You
Please.
can add
Yeah,
reverb, but
can you add
please don't
reverb
bass
to it
boost.
And add bass boost.
No. The reverb would make it funny. The bass boost would hurt people. That's
I mean,
harm.
all I ever
Like, we-
desire in this life is to harm.
Okay, that's a bit scary.
The only thing I can
but
do is
alright.
destroy. I do not create.
Clown wishes to be malicious.
Hey, wishes malicious.
That rhymed.
That's a good rhyme.
Does it?
Wishes malicious.
Wishes and malicious.
Oh, it is. It does.
Oh, it is.
Imagine being so smooth brained you don't even
Alex-
realize when you rhymed when you directly said it.
Alex, I like
Yeah.
when you laugh like a fucking clown.
What, like
Yeah.
a Rich Evans?
Really good. Can you say we all float down here in that voice?
No.
No, you
No, I
can't.
cannot.
You can't impersonate Rich Evans except for his laugh.
That's actually true. It's not like a law. It's just like I physically can't say anything else that Rich
No,
Evans.
it is also a
Like-
law.
No way, I can do ATST, because it's the same voice he's putting on when he does
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
bit.
You can't. You
Talking
can't
about Red
talk.
Letter Media, by the way, for anyone who has no idea what the fuck we're talking
didn't
about.
either.
You
I
can't
like
talk in his
myself.
normal voice because it's even more fucked.
Yeah, it's just lower. I don't think it's fucked. I think it's just Rich Evans' voice. I think that's just mean what you just said.
Rich Evans is fucked
Making
as
fun of a
person.
man's voice.
Make fun of a man's voice like that?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Rude.
Alex,
Wow.
your voice is way too
It's
low.
fucked up. Really?
Yeah.
No. It's too
Yes.
low.
It
Oh,
doesn't sound like that
Higher.
you're constantly chugging helium into your system.
I'll just keep it like this for the next hour.
I will leave.
56
Mouse.
minutes.
I
That
will
would be
leave.
the
Actually,
worst.
now it's starting to give me a headache.
Oh no.
Well, maybe you shouldn't have fucking asked for it then. Why'd you request it? Why did you
I
want
didn't
that?
request anything. I just said your voice is too low.
Bunnies.
I'll make it lower. I'll make
You
it
sound-
worse. I can make it worse on both sides of this fucking
You
spectrum.
sound like a thwomp is trying its best to communicate in English.
This
Are you
sucks.
saying
This
swamps
sucks.
can't
This
speak
is
English?
sucky. I still am calling it. This one's a slam dunk.
Welcome back to the E podcast.
Welcome back to the E podcast. We got rid of all the words in the Fable Few,
So it's just E.
and we just left the E in a few.
Not the E in
So,
Fable.
well, no, because it's silent.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
true.
Welcome to. Well, I guess
If it's
I guess
just
it
a
would be
string
the
of
E
E's,
podcast.
then it's just like
It
it's
wouldn't
just
be the
EE.
E.
E E E E.
E.
Now we're gonna have to cut that in.
Okay, we need to think of a topic. This is fucking
Lilith,
nonsense.
cut in the
Tell me the topic
EAE
before we
meme.
start.
What have I?
I'm just
What have
tired.
I
I'll
fucking
talk about
done?
anything.
What have we fucking done not having Lily on this podcast?
I wrote.
We, this is fucking chaos. We need a fucking factor that like keeps us balanced, or like our pH balance goes out of fucking
Is
whack.
my
Are we
We
too
become
acidic or too basic?
Yeah, no, acidic.
Way too acidic.
We're corrosive. We're a corrosive.
we're brain corrosive.
So the last week we have done. What the fuck did I do this last week?
A lot. We played Minecraft with some fun technical difficulties.
Yeah. If for the next
We
few Minecraft episodes you don't
streamed?
hear any of my audio, it's because that footage got released.
Yeah.
Also because Minecraft's a bad video game.
Jay.
Singing the Spanish flea.
I don't know. That's the first thing
My
that popped
dad's
in my mind
calling
when
me.
y'all said
Fucking
technical
awesome.
difficulties.
What? This podcast sucks.
Why? Turn your phone on.
Why is your phone on?
Who has their phone on?
Fucking stupid ass default ringtone.
Who has their phone on?
Ah!
You guys are ridiculous.
Who has their phone on?
It was Tyler.
His dad called him. Whatever. Moving on. We started streaming, and so we streamed. I think it was Saturday. Lily
Yeah.
and AJ and Vez all played Minecraft Bed Wars, and that
Was
was
it
very
Saturday?
fun.
Yeah, we did.
I think it was Saturday.
Yeah.
It was
But yeah,
Saturday. I
I've
specifically
started.
remember
I've
it.
started
That was
editing.
I specifically remember it because I stepped into the chat and then I think I called them Smooth Brand.
I think you did.
Maybe.
I think that's correct. But my summer car, that has been fun.
Yeah, it has.
That has been really fun and chaotic vibes. What's the word I'm thinking of? Like besides Lily creating a campaign for the channel, I am working on my campaign that I run for my friends.
Yeah.
But I just
Oh,
run
yeah.
it not recorded, just for some fun with my pals. And I have been making maps with a program called Incarnate because they recently added a battle map feature instead of just like regional world maps. So finally I have an all-in-one tool currently for map making, and it's very
I
good.
need to use something like that because my campaign is heavily predated on the fact it's a winter apocalypse, so there's a lot of winter, and you run out of winter maps to use on the Roll20 marketplace.
Yeah.
Incarnate has this new feature which is very handy now that it's gotten like before I used to use the free version and it was like that was serviceable, but goddamn, it's so worth the $5 for those guys because they are knocking it out of the park with that map maker. They've now added a database feature where you can upload your maps to their website. And so now I can just browse people's maps, and if you like a map design but you want to make a little tweak, you can just copy it and then make your own version. It's very good.
Very good.
Very good. Ugh, my throat hurts with screaming about Tyler.
Oh no.
There's gonna be a lot of screaming in this episode.
He shouldn't have had his phone on.
No, I've had my fill of screaming. It's only been 10
He's
minutes.
had enough.
It has even
I've
been
had
10
enough.
minutes. Oh no, it has been about 10
It
minutes.
is. Yeah.
Time is an illusion.
It's probably been a little bit less because of I've been rolling since we very started.
I'm at 9
Because
minutes, 45
I like
seconds.
just having the little behind the scenes at the front. It's a little fun for the editor.
Little treat
You
for
get to
Lily.
get a little sneak peek
Alex,
into what's going to happen.
what's your
What?
campaign?
Oh,
Why am I not
my
in it?
campaign.
I'm in that one.
You were in it. It's the same campaign I was running with you, Jordan, you Vezoth, and you Lily.
Editor, Lily.
Who's not
Who
here?
is not here,
But
but
I-
is also
I-
here.
But I'm not. I'm not
it's the
currently in
same.
it.
Well, that's because, like, I think we stopped playing around Christmas time because the holidays and family obligations came up. So I was like, okay, we'll come back to this once family obligations are over. And then once New Year's happened, I was like, hey, does anyone who's still in or like who's like
I don't remember
like
this at all. It's entirely possible it's happened. I don't remember it.
The
at all.
channels, I think the channel's in the server, the Discord
Yeah.
server somewhere. I basically put it on indefinite hiatus, and then I kind of like Lily's like schedule got all borked up from like working different jobs. So I was like, okay, I think we're just gonna scrap it because we lost like half of the party because we had a fourth party
Whoa.
member that had to stop playing as well. So it would just be like
don't
the
think I was in
whole
that one.
game.
Unless you
You
killed
were!
it. Unless you killed it from
Oh
20.
wait!
Yeah.
Wait! You were there, but then you had to go. You were the fourth party member. The other person I was talking about was with us the whole time. That was Mew,
Yeah.
who's not affiliated with the
Did-
Fable Few at all, but
Did
is
you
a friend of
remove me
ours.
from the Roll20 then? Because it's not here on my list, which is what I was
Yes,
looking for.
because I killed the Roll20
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
game. I think
Everyone
because
died.
I wanted to
Fucking
save
pieces.
space. Because like Lily keeps everything on Roll20 and keeps it permanently on there. But I'm a freaking neat freak on Roll20, and when I don't do something or I put something on hiatus for a long time, I eventually just gut it and
That's
remove it because I don't like clutter.
Why didn't
But
you tell
yeah,
me?
it's
But
the
you see,
same
I
campaign.
have the free time now, so I can be
Yeah.
in the campaign.
Yeah, why didn't you tell me, you
That's
fucker?
fair. You were there.
No, why didn't you tell me you're gonna run this campaign again, you fuck?
Oh, it's been running.
Great,
I've
my
been-
fucking internet
this
just
is-
cut out too. That's good.
Thanks,
I
Tyler.
come
You
back.
interrupted me.
Everything's fucking
You
busted.
interrupted my lore. You fucking yell boy.
This is a good episode.
This is a really good
Tyler,
episode.
you've been gone for like 6 minutes.
Yeah, you gotta call for your
on,
dad
I'm
and
gonna
fucking
attempt to-
disappear.
Come
Good,
back
it's-
in. Take this out.
I like that he comes back and says, this is a good episode.
No, I'm not.
Alex,
I'm
what
not,
were you
I'm
saying?
not taking. Yes. Back to the topic at hand. The D&D game I'm running currently has 5 people in it. You know Jay
Yes, that's me.
and Gray. They're in the game, and then the other 3 are my friends that I've known since before Discord existed.
God, yeah. When we were on
And-
Skype.
Actually, you might know Ellie, who's Gray's geef.
Uh-oh.
Oh, there goes Tyler. Oh,
Tyler's back.
Tyler, you're having a lot of issues today, bud.
You're having some difficulty.
You okay?
Tyler?
No.
Tyler's being screwed up over by
No
Comcast.
routes. What is
Thanks,
happening?
Comcast.
Thanks, Comcast.
But,
This episode of the
I'll
Fable
continue-
Few podcast brought to you by Comcast.
Here we
I'll
go.
let
Hello.
You can have anything
I'm
Hello?
else
just
you
gonna
need.
let Tyler, you're there.
I'm back
You good?
now. Yeah.
Have you been recording this entire time? Please tell me you have.
Yeah.
Thank fucking
Thank God. That's great. That's great. I can't wait to have this just like Tyler stuck in like an isolation.
I was
bubble.
yelling. I was
Hell.
yelling into my mic.
It's
hate
gonna be
everything right
it's
now.
gonna
Today
be exactly
sucks.
like that. all I can think of is Minecraft with that.
The no
Screaming
good,
into the
very
void.
bad day. Anyway, back to Dungeons and Dragons. So
helpless
the game
nerds.
I'm running is my first campaign I ever did. I started completely with a homebrew from scratch story, and a made up world that I made up. Most of it's homebrew, and so and it's very Calvin Ball-y, where I'm not like heavily running rules. Like you don't need materials for spells, and you don't really need you don't need a lot of things. Food is more like buffs, stuff like that. But the campaign is the exact same as what I was running with you guys, but it's the older version that I've been running since like Skype, since we were
Yeah,
using
since
Skype
Skype.
because Discord didn't exist. And it's still going, but
We've been on a long break.
yeah, it's been about half a year since I think we played a session.
Yeah.
But yeah, you, Jordan, Lily, and Mew, you 3 were playing basically my remaster, where I was going back and redoing all the maps and the story and making it a bit more cohesive and not look like baby's first DM
Yeah.
attempt.
Which is what it was.
It-
But
God.
But yeah, now this campaign is the other one is fucking has a huge ass party, what's the word? Two of the people have animal companions, one of which being a bear dog,
Oh
the
my
other
god,
being
I
a
forgot.
weasel. The bear dog is named Olaf, but
Right. I
but
remember.
yeah, this campaign is
I
like
remember Olaf back when we used to use Skype together, Alex.
Don't
Gaslight
don't mention Skype.
Don't gaslight me.
we never
but
used
the,
Skype together.
No, I met you through Lily on Discord.
No, wait,
Who I met
okay,
through
so-
who I met through AJ, who I met through Gray, who I met through Katie. I have quite the long chain in order to get to where we are.
Right. It all started with me and you on Skype.
Yes,
It didn't.
but yeah, no, it's a lie. I like that you can't keep it. I like that you can't keep up the lie. You put out the lie, but you can't keep it for more than 10 seconds. I would have played with that the whole
I don't
fucking
know-
episode that we've known each
No,
other since
the
2008.
whole joke is that the lie is a lie.
Oh.
Yeah, like you see, I'm just telling the audience that we didn't meet on Skype when in reality we did.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, the reason I was running my campaign a second time as a remaster, I want to finish this thought and I will do it. But I was running the remaster because the other group hadn't played in 6 months.
So long.
So I was like, well, I could like run it again, but maybe better. I also tried running it once with my IRL friends, including Tyler, and that didn't go so hot.
Uh-oh.
That lasted
sucked.
that lasted
was
a
like
lot
2
less.
games.
It lasted 2 sessions, and then one of the people realized they didn't like Dungeons and Dragons. They didn't like the Dungeons and Dragons part. They liked the character building part, and they liked drawing their character, and then they were done. And then Tyler put in, I would say maybe negative effort,
Yeah.
where he made a Dragonborn character named Scaly, and then their
Oh.
only character trait is that they had giant feet and got upset if anyone brought it up.
You really just gonna
Incredible.
call Tyler
And I
out
don't-
like that on the podcast?
Yeah.
Every time.
Yes, because I think it's very fucking funny.
yeah.
I think it was the stupidest shit ever, but it was very funny.
Alex, not funny, didn't laugh.
Like for running, not funny, didn't laugh. But you guys, the actual group that made it through like the remaster, you guys were like maybe a couple more sessions from catching up to the group that's been playing this campaign for years, and it was like less than 3 months. As to tell you how much more often we played. Getting the five motherfuckers together, that's the group, the motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Such a good name for a D&D group.
I'm changing
We're a
the party.
goddamn disaster.
The party name is Team Kickass. I'm gonna change it to the motherfuckers. But
We should team
That's
kick
actually
ass like
okay. So, the movie Kick-Ass, you just did an actual like Kick-Ass reference, not even knowing it. Team Kick-Ass, and
I
the
didn't
villain's
know.
name is
I didn't know they call it.
yeah, because in the second Kick-Ass movie, the villain's name is the motherfucker.
Oh.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's funny. That's
Yeah.
funny.
Sorry, go ahead.
But
Anyway.
No, we have
I
to
think-
pause
I
a
think-
little bit longer to
yeah,
say
yeah,
how
yeah. Hold on,
fucking
hold
funny
on,
this
hold on.
is.
Shh, shh, shh. Silence. Okay, now we can continue.
Yeah?
Just a little.
Absolute banger of a
podcast-
podcast.
I'm going away
the
after
slam
this break. I
dunk!
can't take it.
Look, 10 more minutes. That's all we got.
Yeah, dude.
We can come back in 10 minutes.
You can't stare at the clock like we're working a 9 to 5. That's how this whole thing crumbles. You can't be.
That's
at the
exactly
minute
how you
handle,
can be.
You
before
can't-
class
you can't
ends.
Look, all we need to do is talk about D&D for 10 more minutes.
All we have to do is go for 10 more minutes, and then after the break, we gotta go for 30 more minutes, which is 3 10 minutes.
It's
My
fine.
brain has
Think
been
about it.
melting this past week. Everything. Oh.
I got my D&D session tomorrow, and I'm totally gonna kill Vezoth's
Yeah?
character.
Why?
Because it's funny.
Why are you going to kill my
For
character?
fun.
Because it's funny.
Why?
I can kill Lilith's character
not
too.
funny.
I can kill Lilith's character
I'd
too.
appreciate it if you didn't.
What do you mean?
I'm gonna blow something up just
I
because
would
it's
appreciate it
funny.
if you didn't.
Why? Why don't you want me to kill your character?
Because that's rude.
I mean,
It is a
I
little
just think
rude.
you have a little bit too much stuff. You got the adamantine armor
Yeah.
that I gave you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
The gifts I have the Lord taketh. And that's it. The Lord
Yeah,
just
then
taketh.
just taketh.
Just-
There is no giveth.
The Lord
Just
taketh,
away.
and the Lord taketh
Like,
again,
the worst part is that
and the Lord taketh again.
The Lord,
the
yoink.
worst part is that he really did fight really hard for that suit of adamantine armor.
Yeah, I
sick.
almost died for that armor.
His character almost died for it. He had to fight a spider dragon.
I'm very
Slide it.
willing to I'm really willing to reboot the run of my campaign with you guys.
That would be
Because
Oh.
Lily has more schedule time, so maybe they wanna. But like I've been in a DM mood, but not a player mood. I don't
Yeah.
want to play a character. I want to run
I
a
just want
game,
to play.
so I'm down
I
to
just wanna
run it
play D&D
again.
with my friends, and
That's
also
fair.
make them
Yeah.
laugh because it's what I love doing in D&D. That's why whenever I played Vivi, I just liked to get put in strange situations.
To goof around.
This is true. To goof
To
off.
goof- It's a big old goof.
I don't think
Oh,
I've
here's
ever-
something we can talk about.
What?
We had a movie night last night, and we watched
Oh,
two
yes.
movies.
Yeah?
Some good fucking movies.
Go
I only saw
fucking
one of them because I
movie.
fell asleep.
We watched Knives Out. Well, no, we watched 3 movies because we watched Total Recall.
Oh, yeah, I was
that
in
was
there.
me.
Which
That was
one?
me, Tyler. The first one. Me,
The
Tyler,
old
like
80s one with
the original,
Schwarzenegger?
Yeah,
the
old 80s
Arnold
one.
with Arnold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Paul
And
Vanderhook
I didn't. I
directing.
forgot there was a. Yeah, but yeah, we watched that. Me, Tyler, and our other IRL friend who was part of the first run of my D&D campaign, and then after that, Tyler went to bed, and then Lily joined and Jay joined, and we watched Knives Out,
Go fucking
which was
movie.
pretty. It's a good little mystery movie.
Rated
and
5
then
stars
after that,
on my letterbox.
Yeah. And then Lily went to bed, and then we were going to watch The Vast of Night, but then we still did. But before that, my IRL friend Kiefer, his internet died.
Oh yeah.
And after that, it was just me and Jay, and we watched The Vast of Night. And that was a nice, slow, moody movie.
Go fucking movie.
Some good world building, 1950 alien stuff.
Would you like to elaborate
soundtrack.
why we keep saying "go fucking movie" and why I can't stop saying it?
Please
I
elaborate. Yes.
guess I should.
Boston accent.
As a as a child, I guess Tyler doesn't know either. Only me and Jay have this fact. But as
We're
a child, when
mind-melded.
I'd watch a movie with my dad, like from like middle school onward, anytime we'd finish a movie and it was good, my dad in the living room would just go, "It's a good fucking movie," in that voice.
Was your dad Italian? Or from
No.
Boston?
I also asked this. I was like, "Is your dad from Boston or what?"
My dad is a Bostonian, moved to Portland.
Yeah?
No.
That's
But
right.
yeah, he
Accents
just
are funny.
didn't. No, that was me putting on a bit. He's born raised here.
Yeah.
His mom, my grandmother's from Tennessee, and sounds like this.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
fantastic.
she's
So
got
where
the-
does the
the
Boston
tennis-
accent come from?
He's quoting
He's
something.
doing a fucking
probably. He's doing a bit because saying "good fucking movie" and that accent's really funny.
It's really funny, that's why I've said it like
saying
10 times
anything
tonight.
in a Boston or Italian accent. Great.
Go
I hate to say this to you, but it's terminal. That's not very funny.
That's
I've proved your rule.
I don't know. It was
Broken.
kind of
It
funny.
just-
It
It
was
sounds like
kinda
you're doing
funny.
a
If a
Vinny
doctor-
White Sauce bit.
Yeah, it sounds like fucking Vinny doing the Terminal 7 bit. Luigi. Terminal 7.
I got a
See,
terminal.
that's funny.
But yeah, that's my dad. One of my dad's key traits is So here's a handful of traits.
Oh boy, we got that
constantly
lore.
quotes movies and television, like The Cable Guy, the Jim Carrey movie. Not a good dad, good dude to have a conversation with. Probably not good at the fathering bit, but
Fucking laying it out.
entertaining, entertaining to like be acquainted with,
Yeah.
on like an acquaintance level.
I'm gonna send that one
He likes-
clip
he
about
like-
your
like-
dad's about you saying your dad's not good at fathering out of context to your dad.
I mean, like, if you can find my dad, take this clip, then send it to him.
I will find
Fucking
him, and I will
I was
send
like,
this
I was like,
podcast
how?
clip to him.
I don't appreciate you doxing me to find my dad, and also good luck.
Yeah,
I don't even know
hold
where
on.
the dude is.
I'm getting into it right now.
Oh, okay. You just gonna hack
I'm
up
gonna-
real quick?
Hacker
You're gonna
girl.
hack it up?
I'm in.
You're gonna dox?
Yeah,
you gonna
hold on.
dox my dad?
Your dad lives at.
Oh, and another amusing fact about my dad is that he had his identity stolen off the internet.
Yeah, it was me.
once.
Yeah.
That was Smoke.
That was me.
Yeah, that was just, no, yeah, from back when we had like a
Smokes your
dial-up
dad.
Windows XP
Your
computer.
dad lives on 7th and
Did a
10th Street.
7th and 10th Street. Yeah, we live in New York, New
Yeah,
York,
dude.
where the fucking streets are numbered.
Every single one
No.
up and sideways.
No, we got yeah.
I would have
exactly.
said 6th and
We
9th.
got
That was too obvious.
all of our streets are named shit like Oakwood Drive and Hague.
Hey.
You take the 5th up on Main, you simple bitch.
There was
I
a,
was waiting for someone to
speaking
fucking
of-
quote John
speaking of-
Mulaney.
street names. When I was little, I grew up in Arizona, and near, and it was kind of like maybe 10-minute drive from the university. And the only reason it was funny to me is because the street name that turned onto university property was Butte.
Butte.
And
We got a
being
Butte.
6 years old, Butte looks a lot like butt.
But
And I'm 6
Yes,
years old,
buddy.
and butts are funny.
Dude,
Butts are
That's
always
always
funny.
funny.
we got like a landmass here that's like a big ass plateau, like up a hill plateau, and it's called Powell Butte. And it's like
Powell
it's
butt.
close-
Oh boy.
yeah.
Funny booty.
It is booty is pretty
Funny booty.
Butts are funny.
You ever think about how
Yeah.
pirates bearing their treasure is like absolute bullshit?
Yes.
Why
A lot.
would they bury their treasure, actually?
Sick of
They
it.
didn't.
Don't want it anymore.
They didn't. There was like one dude who did it, and he buried it out on Long Island after sailing into New York as a bargaining chip, where he's like, "You don't want to
And I
kill
think he
me? I
fucking
got a
lost it,
treasure
like,
buried,"
immediately.
and then he fucking got killed. Yeah, the bluff didn't work, and then they went and found the treasure. Like, it wasn't hard.
Epic fucking fail.
Dude.
Well, it's like the same thing with
Epic
like
pirate fail.
Top 10 anime
Like,
fails.
I don't know.
Oh,
I think-
did we make you lose your train?
I lost my own train of thought. Bold of you to
Oh.
assume that anyone except me can cause me to lose my own train of thought.
We all have
That's
fucking
fair.
This train
ADHD,
has
and
no
I don't know why
rails.
we
It's
thought
okay,
running
Vezoth.
a
We only have
podcast
a
would be
minute
a good
left.
idea.
There was an interruption of an interruption. Like Jay talked, and then Vezoth talked over, and then stopped, and then Jordan interrupted with the warning time. Oh,
why
it's
I
a
don't talk.
slam dunk.
It's a great day to have a podcast.
End it. We're going on break on
Oh.
this slam dunk of a
goodbye.
podcast.
Yeah,
Goodbye
we're gonna
forever.
take a quick break. That was fast.
Give it up for day 15.
Yeah.
We're not.
Day 15, everybody.
This is episode 12, Alex.
It's
Like,
day
it's
15 of July.
It's the 15th day of July.
Oh.
Dawn of the 15th day. Dun dun.
Lily's here.
I just woke
Lily,
up.
Lily took a
Tyler
nap.
turned into Lily.
Tyler, they anamorphed, book covered into each other,
Oh. I don't like that.
like with like 3 frames in between morphing. Not good.
We know
Why
we
would I
know
have
what an
a lot of
animal's
bone
cover
crunch.
looks like.
Why would
Not
I
a lot of
ever
bone
change
crunching.
into a different form when I could just be Tyler forever?
Would you want to be Tyler?
I assume it takes a large amount of mana,
It,
and it's been depleted.
sorry,
So
I'm
now
out of
you've
9th
come
level
back.
spell slots.
Yes, exactly. You can only do it for like a little bit.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You can only disguise
You'd
self
have
for like an
use-
hour.
You'd have to use a wish and permanently become Tyler. Can you
Wish
imagine
spell.
getting a wish? Can you imagine getting a wish spell?
And using it to be someone
The
else?
dude's like,
Yeah.
I just want to look like this dude in the party, and the other dude in the party's like, "What the fuck?
It's like, dude, what the fuck?
Dude,
What the fuck?
That's a pretty good spell.
that's a good.
Wish, or the specific wish?
The specific
because wish
wish.
the spell is pretty good. I agree. I don't think that's a very good.
What would be extra
Poke
funny is
spell.
if you had leveled yourself up to the point where you learned the wish spell, used it for that purpose, and then subsequently lost the ability to cast wish ever again.
I had a D&D
Mhm.
campaign end in like 3-player characters using wish for different reasons, and the whole game, like the party dynamic just kind of broke down towards the end of it, like after they finished like the final boss. Everyone was like, all right,
Oh.
now we're gonna hate each other forever after this.
I mean,
Uh-oh.
no. What happened was
Oh, my air conditioner's
So,
on. I'm so fucking
one wish
sorry.
was used to punish another player character who did a bad thing.
He
And then-
used the wish spell to kill someone that caused the world to flood.
So he used the wish spell to kill somebody, and
Oh.
that caused the apocalypse. Basically.
He lost his ability to cast wish after that.
Yeah, and then the second person
I
used
w-
wish to take away their magical power because they did a bad thing with magic, and then they lost the ability to cast wish. Then my
He
character
basically, they punished him for committing a magical war crime.
yeah.
Oh.
And then my character, so one of our party members had died and they had been reincarnated. They went from an elf to a human, and they were very upset about this. So then I used my wish to turn them back into an elf, exactly as they were before they died. And I retained the ability to cast wish after that. But then I never cast it because my character's afraid of magic. And all of the
Afraid of the
bad
power
shit
that
that
he
it could
wields.
do.
The way I plan to work with Wish when like my campaign gets to the point to where people can learn Wish is currently there are copies of there are like black market scrolls of Wish. And what that does is you can wish once and then you're the magic like in your body like self implodes into where you go down to like you can only use 5th level spells for the rest of your life.
Oof.
You basically cripple yourself if you use like black market wish, but you get wish at like level 8.
I do want to mention that in the midst of that whole wishing fiasco, my character's in the background saying, "Give me an army" over and over again.
And
Yeah.
turning themselves into an elder
Give me an
born.
army.
Mhm.
Oh.
Yeah, that campaign was fun because the end of it was just, alright, so all these characters did horrible things over this 18-month-long game that we played. Let's see what they do about that now that the story's done.
Yeah, and like 3 of them committed war crimes. One of them decided that they were going to become the world police, and then my character was like, "I'm done with this whole adventuring thing. I'm gonna go teach music lessons now."
That's nice. Everyone's got goals.
It's just like, no one should wield this power, so I'm not gonna.
I'm not gonna.
My character just became a fucking threat to the world.
New big bad unlocked.
Yeah, and I think that was
Pretty
maybe
much.
an intention, but it never took off. It
Yeah.
might
It
it might
taken
one
off
day,
yet.
but yeah, it might at one point, but it hasn't yet.
Never say never, because I run D&D still to this day.
Yes. Speaking of,
Yeah. Ooh, I didn't do a
'Cause,
lot.
oh,
I'm excited for Saturday. 'cause
Oh,
that's when
yeah.
I'm gonna run my campaign again.
Mm.
Hopefully, if everyone's schedules align and
yeah.
I kill like 6 lambs and like I don't know, like maybe a human
Maybe.
Yeah.
baby, and then maybe we can play Dungeons and Dragons. I don't know.
I guess we'll figure it out.
Potentially.
It's been half a year
What's up
since
with
we
your
fucking played.
What's up with your friend that's like the dog daycare
They're
lady?
fine. They're always available. They just are not on Discord unless added. Like they're
Yeah.
usually always available.
I'm talking about 'cause
Gray
they said
was
they had
Gray
some
was
planned things.
Oh, they had to move their schedules over, but they get out of work at 5 and they're the only other person on the West Coast. So that it's not that big of a deal. Because that's usually when we play anyway, is like 8 o'clock Eastern. That's the biggest fucking worry, is if one of the East Coast fellers is like, well, I get off work at 10 p.m. and it's like, oh, fuck.
I'm off Saturday, so I should have no qualms.
The person who works until 10 is off Saturday. Ellie is available. Gray is available. it's a big. Every time we do D&D, I get out a cork board with red twine and I start tying push pins together.
Just get an Excel spreadsheet. It's the same thing, but more efficient.
I'm honestly afraid to start a D&D game again, only for the fact that that was like I've separated the time in my life where I regularly ran D&D to how I live now, and I'm just like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to handle that. I'm up for the challenge, but it's like, ooh,
I think
I haven't
that
ran
the biggest hurdle
since
is
like high
just-
school for serious games.
You're someone who's been in prison for too long, doesn't know who can handle the outside world anymore.
I think that the biggest hurdle for starting up our new Fable table thing is just we have to set a date, and we're like, okay, we're doing it now, and that's that.
I'll probably see if we
That's-
record it on Friday or something.
That would probably work. I of course, with what's going on, despite me looking for work, I can't find it. So
Same. Technically, I'm not looking for work because the unemployment money I'll make is more than what I would get at a job.
that's also fair. Arizona decided that they weren't going to give me my unemployment money because they didn't count my wages for January through to April, which I worked. I worked the last week of November and then the month of December, but I didn't make enough to qualify for unemployment in Arizona in that 1 week plus a month, and they didn't count my 2020 wages. And they won't answer my phone calls.
They won't answer me.
So I've just kind of given up on trying to get that unemployment because it's just a hassle.
America funny.
America fun to live in. Everyone should do it.
Yeah.
Where do you think America will be? Here's a funny, entertaining topic. Where do you think America will be in 5 years? Because I think we're gonna just be a black
Ooh, the
slate
fuck
of
knows.
glass.
So
Underwater.
in five years,
It's just going to be just glass.
Personally, I like the idea of Mad Max America.
Well, so five
Oh.
years 5 years from now, no matter what, we will not have Trump in office anymore.
That's fair.
Well,
No matter what,
yeah. No matter what happens, this is true.
he will not be in office anymore.
This is to steer us out of that, even though I steered us in. I don't think I could ever record a D&D game because all I do with music to set the tone is used very copyrighted video game soundtracks.
Oh, Jordan, video game soundtracks aren't copyrighted. What are you talking about?
They
Video game
they
soundtracks are
can be
copyrighted.
claimed.
They
They
can
can
be,
be
but
claimed.
not
If they're
usually.
not the video game being played in the back, usually they can get claimed a lot easier.
Video game
So if
Say
soundtracks.
that,
it's just
but, like-
if it's just like no gameplay like sound effect audio and no gameplay visual, it's just the tabletop board or like the Roll20 board and the music's playing. Usually it can get dicey. There's a chance.
Dicey.
We're not big enough to where it's.
Well, so here's
Fuck,
the
that's
reason
good.
why I say I
Jay,
don't
that's
think
no.
that's
No, hold
really-
on.
that's-
Hold on.
Oh,
Jay, that was a good joke.
well,
Now we can
Thank
continue.
you.
that's
So-
all right.
I would like to explain why video game soundtracks are copyrighted and how it works. With,
I
like,
know they're copyrighted because they are a work of media, and
Yeah,
any
they're-
work of media is a copywritten work. What I
Yeah.
mean is that YouTube's copyright claim system doesn't really give a shit.
I mean, it does. It does give a shit. Like it will detect you.
Nintendo gives a shit.
Nintendo
Yeah.
gives way too much of a shit is the problem. Like, so what happens
Yes.
is, like, they'll detect you and they'll be like, hey, this is copyright, etc., etc. You can file a dispute and it'll be fine because, like, if you're just doing, say, a commentary video, they'll work as transformative because people come for your personality and not for just you playing the video game.
Exactly.
That's why commentary videos are allowed under fair use. But in terms of just, like, the game being played on its own for the purpose of showing off the game, if it's not a review and it's not you having fun and joking at the game, then then at that point there's some legal shiftiness there because you're basically just kind of playing it and you're like whether or not this is something that exists as like a transformative work is kind of sketchy because you can transform the work by saying this is my unique playthrough of the game, but at the same time you don't really add anything to the game. It's just footage of the game.
But that therein begs the question of because I understand how transformative works work in terms of like commentary over a game, but for the instance of putting that music outside of the context of the game it's originally from and having it as something that's just like in a video, that still doesn't usually get claimed.
Yeah, like, that's fine if it's just regular music you being used as part of the video game in a commentary video. It's likely not going to get claimed because the robot is going to have a pretty hard time detecting the music over the voices of screaming individuals.
That will probably end
I
up
was
coming
saying.
down to the 33% difference, and that's
What
all
I
the-
mean
yeah.
is like, for instance, how Tyler edits our My Summer Car videos, where there's music over the video that's not from the game, and therefore the music just inherently exists as its own property and would be breaking copyright if it were claimed, but it never gets claimed in that type of context.
It never gets claimed because it's very hard for the robot to find it because it's over a bunch of screaming idiots.
Exactly, which is exactly what the same thing is going to be with this campaign. It's yes, there will
The robot's not. I don't mean to cut you off, Vezoth, but the robot's not bad at getting content. I mean, like, if it were like a really copyrighted piece of media, like something by like I don't know the Warner Record Company, and if it were overlaid over us screaming, it would definitely get claimed.
It would.
I think it's
Hey,
just
robot,
I don't.
detect this.
It's very
I
difficult.
flipped it off.
It's very difficult for us to really figure out how the robot works because YouTube intentionally makes it difficult for us to figure out how the robot works.
The music, robot finds music. Robot says you cannot make money. That's how it works.
What the robot does is it will scan a video and be like, okay, well, this has some copyrighted media in it, but it meets certain standards. It's not this long, or it is different enough. It sounds different enough for it to be either a cover or something like a Let's Play video where there's just stuff going on over it. If it's just like 3 minutes of the song, yes, it's going to be problems. But because there's someone talking over it, or it's like a cover or something, and it's completely different, even if it's the same exact, like, note for note, there's still some minor changes in the sound. It's not going to flag that because it does fall under fair use.
I think it's for the same reason that creators just go to Patreon and Ko-fi now, because people, because YouTube can just take your paycheck away with no real warning.
Yeah, the main thing with like making money off this platform, or this idea anyway, is like Twitch, Patreon, Coffee, or Ko-fi. Like YouTube is like you could get a little bit maybe, but mostly it's just to like have a nice archive of your things.
Well, you could have you could get a nice
place to upload
paycheck with YouTube if you're in that like
if you're in the inner
middle
circle
range of what you're doing.
Yeah. If you're old blood.
Not even if you're old blood, because there's new YouTubers who make money coming up.
That's fair. That's fair.
It's mostly.
But I think that like if you were to make like a living, like you quit a day job to do this, it would be Twitch.
We should
Watch.
stream on Twitch more, I'll be honest.
We
should
should,
do
but
that.
Yep.
it's
I'd love to stream
Well, if-
more, but my internet ain't for it.
we could if you wanted to. We could stream the D&D game to Twitch as well because I know that those get watched.
Yeah, I don't want to be another D&D Twitch stream that people like come in and watch because I've been invited to watch so many random people's D&D streams and I've just been like, okay, I don't get it. I'm leaving. It's harder to do that with D&D because like stuff like Critical Role has a luxury of being star power in like its concept especially.
And edited and it's got an established.
It's
fan
run
base.
by several well-known voice actors.
Yes.
I think a
Production
good way to
value is actually
do I think a good way to do is either if you have a really high production value or a set like you're that big, that would be good to like run a game
That's
on
why Achievement
Twitch.
Hunter's D&D
But
show
I think
works.
I think
they
that
streaming
smaller
They stream it to their
I think
website.
Oh.
Yeah. The what's it called? For smaller groups of people like us, a good way to do D&D stuff on Twitch would be doing your DMing prep work on stream. Just a nice chill like, "Hey, I'm making maps," or "Hey, I'm like writing NPCs." Stuff
Yeah.
like that. Cuz then you can get a little bit of viewer participation. It's like, "All right, give me some
It's
let's
like an
make up
art
some
stream.
funny backstory for this NPC," or like, "Let's like what are some suggestions for this map?"
Yeah, I
Or
follow
just like, hey, I need a
follow
few
one
pieces.
Twitch channel where they do D&D stuff, but I only watch the streams where this one lady when she's doing like painting shit because she has such a soothing voice. Like I don't even care that she's like painting a dragon or whatever. I just like listening to her talk because she has just such a sweet voice that I could fall asleep to, and that's saying a lot because I
Also
cannot
understandable.
fall asleep to sound. And they're Nightheart Gaming, in case anyone is curious.
But yeah, so regarding Twitch, in that sense, D&D content is kind of filled. That niche is not going to really get any new gold out of it for a while.
Yeah, probably not. At least not until if/when Wizards either releases a 5.5 or they just skip it, go right to 6. When a new edition
Repeat
comes
what
out,
you said
everyone wants
last.
to see the new stuff.
Yeah, what you cut off?
Did I? Where'd I cut off?
He's gone.
Woo!
Alright,
Vez fucking died.
So,
Slam dunk of an episode.
yeah, gotta love it. But,
I predicted at the beginning, you weren't here for the beginning, that was, by the way, can I just say that, like, swapping Tyler transforming into Lily, like, the vibe is, like,
Completely
a
different.
lot calmer.
really?
We had, like, a nice civilized discussion
Even though
for,
Tyler
like,
was
10 minutes.
kind of comatose.
Tyler wasn't, yeah, Tyler was, like, just vibing
it's
and
'cause
also
I know how to direct
disappeared.
the conversation.
It's
Yes,
true.
I
We
literally
have to
said
have-
in the first half, like, why do we do this without Lily?
We have to have mom
like-
here.
See, I think it's funny that, like,
Hell.
when I said Alex knows what to do, you assumed I meant do it without me instead of call me like I call you.
That's what I thought
Oh,
she
no.
meant.
No, I didn't think that at fucking all.
Ridiculous.
I thought that you just passed the torch to me.
I mean, I do appreciate that you took it upon yourself to do all this while I was asleep. I got to sleep, and I like sleeping, so...
It's pretty good.
You guys
I
are
must say,
ridiculous.
sleeping,
Vezoth
primo
is
shit.
back.
Vezoth, you're back.
My-
You
My
disappeared.
internet skipped a second, but it's up and working again.
Right.
That's good.
So what were you saying about Wizards of the Coast?
So
Yeah,
where
he's-
did I drop off?
There won't be any big waves in
There-
terms of D&D stuff until Wizards blank.
Until Wizards either puts out a 5.5 or a 6.
That's
Can
fair.
you imagine when that fucking happens? People are gonna
D&D
lose their
5e
shit.
is kind of is like
It's 5e's been going
it's leveled-
since what 2014.
2014.
It's Persona 5, where they like, we did it. We did a pretty good one.
Yeah.
We're gonna chill. We're gonna coast on this.
I mean, that's not that abnormal. I mean, like
And
every D&D
it's
edition's
like,
had a while.
From
between
from what I've been playing of 4, I've never played Persona 4 to move the conversation into something completely different.
Sure.
Like, I've been playing Persona 4 because I got it on Steam, because I was like, I'm not gonna buy a PS Vita for just 2 Katamari games of Persona 4.
Is it any good?
And so, Persona 4.
Yeah.
I think it's fine, but
It's different.
I watched Yahtzee Croshaw,
Croshaw.
Zero Punctuation. I watched his review. Croshaw? Okay. I got that. I'll remember that for sure. But
we talk about it
the,
every once in a
So
while.
I watched his review on his Zero Punctuation review, and he brought up something that I was thinking, where like if you quizzed me and you're like, well, how does the battle theme go in Persona 4? I go bada bada da 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 bada, like I would be singing
one.
Persona
That's
5.
Persona 5.
I would be
Because
singing
Persona 4's
"They'll
battle
never
theme is
see
not
it
very
coming." It's,
Well,
it's because like literally with every like again it's something that Zero Punctuation said, where it's like every single Persona game feels like it's getting closer to what they want, their vision, and 4 is like, man, I could just go play Persona 5.
yeah.
And I'd be like, oh,
it's a
everything's
lot of
better.
the same stuff, but better.
People stand really strongly for Persona 4, and I'm just kind of like, I don't know, the characters never really...
It's because
It was still good.
it's because
Like,
like
It's just 5's better.
it's good. It's because like people played that when it was on the PS2 and on the PS Vita before 5 existed, and they're like, wow, this is like, it was the
Man,
Persona
fucking
5 at the time because it was the latest one, and they're like, wow, this fucking slaps hard. And then 5 came out, and they're like, man, I had like a decade where I just loved Persona 4.
No, that's funny though, is that I know people
I don't
who
have
stand,
like the added bonus
stand
of
that Persona
nostalgia.
4 is better than Persona 5. Is
Well, they're
that
wrong.
they stand that like Persona 4's characters are a lot better because you go into their palaces instead of the villains' palaces, so they have more time to develop. And I'm like, yeah, sure, for like Persona 4
But in-
Golden and Persona 5, but not Persona 4 Gold and Persona 5 Royal.
It's just, I also think Persona 4 wasn't. Correct me if I'm wrong. I've never actually played a Persona game. Isn't Persona 4 more based on like the team that you're building because you can romance all of them?
You
That's
can
in
only
the fifth
romance the
one.
girls.
They do that with all. You do that. You can do that. Yeah, you can only romance the girls in all of them, but they all do that. 5, you can do that. 4, you can do that. I don't know about 3. I've never played 3. I
Persona
hear 3
3
fucking
is,
rules as well.
is like the oddest of the modern Persona games, because 3 is like the first 3D dungeon crawler one that they had.
If we play a Persona, we should play 1.
No, I
Persona
don't. It's,
1, where it's like
I don't want to play
a first-person
text-based
dungeon
Dragon
crawl.
Quest game, dude. I hate Dragon Quest games.
Yeah, Dragon Quest. I'm
Persona
gonna be perfectly
Persona
honest.
1 and 2's like dungeons is like first person in the dungeons, and
not.
it's like those Microsoft. No, is that 2?
That
I don't know if it's 1 or 2.
I don't know if 1 is
but
like
one of
that.
them is like the dungeons are like first person, where like it's like a 3D like square
I think if I
maze, like the
remember right.
Microsoft
Oh,
screensaver.
and it's
If I
like
remember
those
right, one of them is like
old dungeon
when you
crawl
get
games.
into battles, it's an isometric like grid-based chess battles.
Oh, I'm not talking about the battles. The only thing I know about those games is that they're wildly expensive to buy used, like copies, like physical copies.
Well, yeah, they're
and
old.
that the dungeons looked like horrible. I remember watching YouTube gameplay of that, and I was like, oh,
It probably
Jesus
looked great
Christ.
in whenever the games came out.
Yeah.
Yes,
Well,
for the
well,
time it was like, wow, this is unique.
Kind of behind the curve.
It's the exact same thing. The Elder Scrolls has that exact same problem, where when it comes out, it
Yep.
looks fan-fucking-tastic. If you go back and play Morrowind, again,
Oh no.
holy shit. Like,
No, thank
20
you.
years ago when it came out, it looked great.
Yeah.
Now?
But I
Holy fuck.
But I love, much like Half-Life 1, I love the jank of early PC games like that.
Oh,
yeah.
Morrowind and Half-Life 1 have such a delicious charm to me. I love that shit.
Or Oblivion had the same kind of problem, where if you look at the glass stuff in Skyrim, it looks all nice and fancy, like you'd expect something that an elf
Yeah.
made would look like. In Oblivion, it looks like Mountain Dew.
Yeah. I love that.
In Skyrim,
But
it just looks bad.
The
looks
what's it
bad.
called? The to completely subvert the conversation again.
Look, we have zero problems with changing
Because yes, but I was thinking of something weird for the channel, because Tomato,
Are
the
you gonna talk
streamer,
about that claymation game?
no, Tomato interested me in a game called Space Station 13.
Oh yeah.
Which is it's a top-down janky ass looking space RP. It's weird. It's a weird game, but I'm trying to learn the controls and like actually play the game correctly. And playing that is like Very entertaining. It might not be a good series, or maybe it would edited down to like the golden bits. But the like hour and a half long rounds can really lead to some nonsense. In terms of both RP and mechanics.
It would depend. I think that would probably be best if it was isolated. Like if we had our own isolated thing rather than playing on these big, huge servers.
Well, not really,
Because
Space Station 13 needs people. If you're playing with like a handful of people, that shit's boring. That shit is, like, unusable. If there are 60 people on the station, it's populated, and you can go somewhere and interact with the group and then run off and then interact with another group.
The idea
because
is that
you need teams. You need people in the science department. You need people in the medical department. You need people in cargo. Because if you don't have anyone in one of those parts, you're like, well, now we can't do this funny thing we want to do. We can't, like, clone bread.
So the thing is that it's PlayStation 13 is the kind of game where it feels like those MMOs that kind of force you to interact with people. It's
EverQuest.
It's like going to a school dance. You're either going to sit there and do nothing and be against the wall, or you're going to hang out with people and have fun.
And also, like, I subscribe to Tomato, so I get to be in Tomato's cool server that has a very explicit whitelist, and it has very explicit rules about not being a freak.
Yeah.
So, like, the rounds are usually a lot more fun, and not just like someone being like, "I'm going to power game because I was
and that's
I'm going to
another
power
thing
game
that's
because
really
I was
hard.
randomly given the class of traitor. So I'm just going to go find a nuke and blow up the space station 3 minutes in and go on a killing spree and not say a single word."
Yeah, and that's
A lot of that doesn't happen.
That's another thing that we would really have to do our best to avoid, because that's a big thing in Space Station 13, where people are just assholes because it's funny to them.
Yes, that's why I thought about doing this, is because I am in Tomato server, and like literally, unless it's around where it's like there are like every time you play a game, it's called a shift, a 90 minute, 1 hour 30 minute round. I was trying to say 130 minutes, even because it's an hour and 30 minutes. But there's like every shift randomly it could become a round where there's like operatives with nukes that barge into the station, and that becomes a deathmatch round essentially, where like everyone tries to fight them off, and it's like supposed to be done in 10 minutes. It's supposed to be a little quick action round, but unless it's one of those very rare instances, the round usually always goes to the time limit, and everyone's just doing dumb shit. Like the bartender's like taking monkey brains and turning it into liquid juice and then filling it with like drain cleaner and then giving it to people, and then people drink it like, this is fucking great. It's like an incredibly stupid game, but if you can get a good community together, it's good. Like, I tried playing it a long time ago when Oni, Chris O'Neill's, was into it, and he had his group of people playing it, and I was like,
doubt that was fun.
This is like slamming my head against a brick wall, and I didn't play it. Tomato's group is a lot more relaxed.
Well, I don't know
and
what
more
you
RP
expected out of
focused than
Chris
the
O'Neill's
chaos.
fan base.
That's fair. That's very fair.
It's very fair.
But
Of course
I
it
just
is.
wanted to play it, and I was like, at least these people would have like, I was like, at least this group has like inside jokes I understand, and it's not like a furry erotic roleplay server, which is like like 10-20% of the random servers
Yeah, and that's another
on Space
thing that
Station
would be
13.
really, really hard to avoid.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
Well,
God.
does anyone have a funny last minute thing to say before we end off the episode?
I
Would you like
do.
to join my furry
I just
erotic roleplay server?
Jay go. But also before Jay goes,
Yes.
I have to say this was a slam dunk. I called it.
So I
Alright.
fucking dunk.
Jay.
So I wrote like notes for the last week's podcast that I didn't get to go on.
Oh.
There was a funny thing that I said at work, and I'd like to share it with as many fucking people as possible.
Yes.
So my coworker Tyler was mentioning a video he watched where they were like kind of riffing on, I think it was originally a Tumblr post where they were like, the existence of casual sex implies the existence
Ranked
of
professional
ranked
sex.
competitive sex.
Yeah.
And he was like talking about how he like watched a video where they were kind of like riffing on that, and I was like, were there any like funny were there any like funny games that they mentioned? He was like, not that I can remember, and I was silent for like 5 seconds, and I went, water sports!
Oh my god!
Good night, everybody.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Yeah, good night.